Plaintiff Ernest Brown and his girlfriend Tiffany Morales say Ernest was friends with the defendant, but he claims she was a stalker who wouldn't leave him alone. Ernest claims the defendant had him falsely arrested for assault, and he's suing for stolen and damaged property and pain and suffering. Defendant Sarah Schiller insists she and Ernest dated for about 3 months, but they broke up after she found out he was seeing multiple women. Sarah claims she had Ernest arrested after he punched her in the face, and she's countersuing for dental bills and the assault.
Start with you.
Well, I met Sarah Schiller on 2017. She was pulling a mattress like 30 feet across the parking lot, and I asked her, did she need any help? So I helped her move the mattress in, and after then, I've been able to get rid of her.
Tell me how things have been going since 17.
Well, since that happened, she moved in, and 6 months later, she got evicted.
Okay.
So she asked me, could she come over and take a shower and get ready for work the next day? So I told her, I said, I don't want any problems out of you whatsoever. So I let her go to my house, take a shower. I told her I was going to watch the game when the NBA playoffs. So I got home about 12 o'clock that night, opened up the door and came in. She says, what are you doing coming home so late? I said, hold up. I said, I live here. You know what I'm saying? I live here. I said, you the one visited, I said. So when I said this.
Were you all dating?
No, not really. We were just friends. I just met her from privilege.
Okay. What do you think gave her the confidence to ask you where you've been?
Because I guess she really didn't have nothing to do. She just lived a boring life. She didn't have no friends.
Go ahead.
So after then, she ripped my TV off the wall.
When you came in late that night?
Yeah.
And you all had never been together?
Well, we had been friends.
No, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Intimately?
Yeah, probably, yes.
Probably?
Yes. I'm quite sure we have. But anyway.
You came home late, you say?
Yes, I did.
How late?
About 12.
Midnight?
Yep.
That's right. Tear that TV off that wall. Coming in here, walking in here at no midnight. You know who run that operation.
But she don't live with me.
Well, she did that night.
I guess she did.
You give me some background, ma'am.
Okay, so one part is true. I did move in on the 1st of 2017, and that's when I met Ernest. I was moving in, and he helped me move in that day. And we started seeing each other pretty regularly for about 3 months. And then I found out he was seeing multiple women. And at that point, you know, that's kind of goes.
How did you find out?
Because he told me.
Okay.
So we continued to have a friendship. You know, he does live next door. He's coming over all the time.
Not all the time.
Granted, you know, I do need a little bit of help here and there, moving, maybe going to get other furniture to move in and so forth. So yes, we did continue our friendship another 3 more months, and I did have to end up moving out of that place 6 months later because it was downtown, very expensive to live. And then after I moved out of there, I was living with a couple friends for about 3 months.
Downtown where?
In Minneapolis.
Oh, Minnesota.
Yep.
All right.
We made an agreement for me to purchase a television to put in his place for me to stay with him over the winter. So I thought that might be a good idea.
No,
at that time, we've been
wrong.
talking for almost
You
about a
cannot
good
stay with
year.
Finish, sir. Go ahead.
We've been talking for about a good year now. I've established somewhat of a friendship at that point. And I thought putting a nice television in his place would keep him home. Well, soon after I buy this television, he stops answering his phone calls. He stops answering the door. He schedules times for me to show up to pick up the television and my items. Not there, not meeting me. So I did file a police report. I filed a police report.
We'll get to that. I was trying to understand the television incident. Did you snatch the television off the wall and all the things that he said?
Well, that was like 6 months later leading up to the assault. So
a different television.
No, same television.
Same television.
Yes. So same television I purchased.
That was after this police incident you're making reference to?
Right. So I filed this police report because since he's not answering the door for the agreement for me to stay with him, I'm also asking then return the television back to me. So then I filed a police report indicating that it's a stolen television at this point.
Got it. That's right. Tear that TV off that wall. Coming in here, walking in here at no midnight. You know who run that operation.
But she don't live with me.
Well, she did that night.
I guess she did.
Defendant Sarah Schiller says she dated the plaintiff for about 3 months, but she had him arrested after he punched her in the face.
All right, sir. Resume.
I walk in the house, that's when she says, "What are you doing coming in so late?"
That's what you told me this story.
And I said to her, I said, "I live here, not you." When I said that, I said, "You can leave if you want to." She grabbed her bag, came in the front room, dropped it down. I thought she was going in the kitchen to grab something. Instead, she grabbed the cord out of the wall, snatched the TV off the wall, and just tore it all up. Then all of a sudden, I called 911. I'm calling 911 on this phone right here. She comes, knocked the phone out of my hand as I'm on the phone with the police. She comes again and knocks it down 3 times. And I said, "What are you doing?" I said, "You want me to put my hands on you, don't you?" She like smiled, and said, and said that I was. Then she told the police that I was hitting her. I never put a hand on her.
Police came, and what happened when the police came?
When the police came, they looked at her and looked at me, and came exactly and put me in handcuffs. I asked them. I said, "Could I go upstairs and lock my door or whatever?" They said, "No, you don't need to lock your door. You coming with us right now." So they left my door unlocked. They took her down to the hospital. They took me to the hospital, too. I got records saying that she bit my hand. I was going to take a tetanus shot.
Let's see that evidence of you being bitten. Ma'am, you want to tell me about this incident?
So then there's also a voicemail of the conversation that he had left on my recording about the television, and for me to stop contacting him, that he's not going to be paying me back for the television. So I also want to bring that to the court as well as some submitted evidence.
Okay. Tell me about the incident, though, where the police got involved.
Right. So then the incident happened on June 1st. I had been staying there for 5 nights prior to that.
She wasn't.
And I'm getting kind of irritated because, I'm not sleeping well because he's rolling in at, all time of the night, and I have a job to attend the next day. So by the end of the week, I think the first fell on a Thursday night. I'm kind of irritated. I ask him, where you been all night? I have to wait up for you to let you into the security door. And that's where the argument started about the television again. And so we get into this pushing brawl.
She got into it.
Were you knocking his phone down?
No, I don't recall that at all.
Okay.
I only recall him calling 911 one time. That was
I have police reports too, Gerard.
after he had punched me.
Why do you think he called 911?
Because he's trying to stay ahead of the
Okay.
game.
What did happen with that fight? You tell me. He says you bit him.
I don't recall that either. I have no idea where the biting incident came from. That's the first I've heard of that one.
The patient states this is hers, history of present illness, okay, got into an altercation with her boyfriend at approximately 2 a.m. in the morning and was punched in the mouth several times by him. Why would you hand me this?
Because
But denies any
I've
neck
been reading
pain.
all of these. She's been changing her story one after another. This one says several times that she was punched in the mouth. This one says punched twice in the mouth. The other ones are saying once in the mouth. And the police report is the same thing.
I didn't say anything. Like Ernest said, the police showed up, brought him to jail right away, and brought me to the hospital because I'm missing.
Ma'am, he was to show me the information about being bitten. That's what I was asking for. Let me have that. What did happen with the police incident?
So,
was anyone charged?
Well, he's been charged, and then he also has pled guilty to third-degree assault.
This is because I pled guilty.
Because what?
Because I had a lawyer that they had gave to me. Then all of a sudden, when it came time, she missed court about 7 times. So when I finally, she did come to the court, they give me a new lawyer that don't know anything about my case. He's telling me what she's telling me. I said, ain't no way I'm going to go with that. So I asked the judge to let me have some time to find a lawyer. She wouldn't give me but 30 days, and at that time I couldn't.
It wasn't enough? 30 days wasn't
The
enough to
lawyers
find a
were like
lawyer?
$3,500 to put down.
Because she wouldn't give me no more
So
than 30
instead,
days.
what'd you do?
So I ended up staying with the same one I got. And he told me, just go ahead and plead to her. That's a good deal. I had no choice.
You didn't have a choice. Why?
Because I couldn't afford no attorney to represent me.
You didn't like your attorney.
Right. pretty much.
Then, so as a result, you said, I'm guilty. That's how that went?
Yeah.
Pardon?
Yes, I did.
Okay, because you couldn't get a lawyer. You
Right.
pled guilty.
Yes, I did.
All right. So if they accuse you of murder and you couldn't get a lawyer, would you say you're guilty?
No.
Right. Right. Try to make a fool out of me, sir.
No.
You were found guilty of it, so let's just move on from that.
After that incident happened, this woman came back to my apartment after I was locked up in jail and just tore my apartment
Let me see
apart.
where she bit you, though. Did you hand me that,
There's
ma'am?
not a picture of her getting.
No, a report, on the
Oh,
report.
it's on there. It's,
okay.
It's there here, too. It's where he was bit on the
Officers
right hand.
arrived in the same location. Brown told staff that he was bitten.
Oh, that
he
first
lied
one.
about
we-
You read it where somebody said, in any of these, where somebody said they saw a bite mark. You read it, ma'am. Not just what he said. You give me your version, ma'am, of the fight.
So he ends up knocking out one of my teeth completely, and then my other one was hanging loose. And
That's
there's-
what your counterclaim for dental bills?
Yes, sir. And I was bleeding all over the place when he called 911. Then the security officer downstairs calls 911, and then Ernest is outside calling
I was
everybody in the
on phone
neighborhood.
talking to 911.
Defendant Sarah Schiller says she dated the plaintiff for about 3 months, but she had him arrested after he punched her in the face.
Surgeon knocked her tooth out?
No, I did not.
Okay.
And if she was so scared, why'd she get on the elevator with him?
Were you there, ma'am?
With him. We
Were
got
you
video.
there?
There was video. There was
No, I
video.
said, were you there?
No, I wasn't there.
Okay.
But I saw the video.
I don't even know if she.
Show me the video.
Well, we don't have it because you couldn't get it.
Okay.
We're downstairs, and I have this assault injury, and he's on the phone calling everybody, giving my
Do
license
you have
plate
evidence
number.
of this, your tooth being knocked out?
Yes, well, I have pictures, and then I
have
submitted
pictures?
medical bills to my doctor.
Oh, that's why he keeps talking about this hand bitten. He wants me to believe that this tooth
Yeah,
that
it
you
was,
have
right.
missing
Look at-
How can
came
I bite
from
someone?
biting.
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
I
And the
wonder
second
why he
tooth-
kept
the
making
second
reference
tooth
to
is
that,
like-
and
right.
nobody else observed that bite. Have you found anything yet?
right here, twice.
Where they say, I saw the bite.
It says bitten wound on right hand.
They saw that?
Yes,
All
this is
right,
in
hand me
here.
that. That's all I need.
This
That's
is also his for his shoulder and his eye.
bite wound
Here's the bite
of
wound.
right hand. What else you have?
Right. That was also the bite. Here is the X-rays that he had to do for his shoulder, and for his eye when she.
And let me see your doctor's report, ma'am.
We also have here from the hospital that it says that they were just knocked loose. They were not out of her mouth. So- not
Thank you.
from the bite.
You pled guilty. Therefore, I'm going to dismiss your claim. She just admitted that
Well,
you
let me-
loosened her tooth.
Yeah,
You didn't
from
knock
the
it all
bite.
the way out.
From the
You
bite.
loosened it. Judgment for the counterclaimant. Have a good day.
This woman right here ain't nothing but a user. She uses me. She lost her place that she lived in. She lived in her car. I helped her when she was out on the streets, living in her car. They had no place to go. She had no friends the whole time I knowed her. So that's all I have to say.
Well, you can believe what you want to believe, but the proof is in the evidence.